This is Lotan. I'm going to go through and show you a quick and simple quest to do. This is going to be a same world quest. So let me go and find a place to hide somebody. And it looks as though my server is a little choppy today. And let me set the oops. Okay. Dag burn it, I forgot. Alright, so it's daytime. Yay! And we're gonna go out to the ocean a little bit. I'm gonna go and make a sailor. Now, one issue that I've noticed is that out here, your NPCs can become rather targeted by creepers and all that fun stuff. So the first thing I need to do is turn on debug. Now when I hit something, you can see that it's going to give me a negative 404, 63, 429, and it is a grass type. So I'm going to come in here and make a nice little town area. 403, 63, 428. It will be very beneficial to jot these numbers down somewhere. So we've got one corner is 403, 63, 428. The reason why I'm writing all these down is because I want to have an area event happen later. So not only can I use these for my town structure for the NPC, 395, 64, 436, but I can also use it for my area. So I'm going to do a create town, and over here I'm going to do my finish town, and it's going to be called Sailor. So town Sailor has been created. Now I need to come in here and I want to set it to sand. There we go. Now let's make this other little area here into sand also. And it rains. I don't really care for the rain. Let me come in here and turn down my sound and music. Done. Back to the game. Set you to sand. Okay. Now I want this guy to stand right about here. I want him looking up a little bit. And there's Sailor. Perfect. He's got a little bit of a wistful look. And he's standing in the water, looking out over the horizon. Okay, now NPC property, sailor, walk, message. Oops. Let's make sure that we get this. Walk, message. He's going to be kind of the silent type. And there we go. The sailor is now speaking. And again, let's just go and get his little block here. Okay, so we've got a negative 462, 433. So that's the area there. Alright, now the only thing left to do is to come back and set up our quest file itself, and move on from there. So what I'll do is I'll need to take a little bit of a break, come back to this with the quest file, and show you how to use that. And so I will turn around. I've got my thief yelling at me, and I will pause it here. Alrighty, we are going to go and continue our dungeon creation. I just made it a bright and sunny day. I am using World Edit to get back out to where the sailor is. Okay, now that I'm back out of my area, don't really need to use the World Edit stuff anymore. This Skelly. Okay, so here we are with our sailor. The last time I made the town around him to keep him safe, and now I'm going to make sure of where he is standing. So there is sand, there is sand, and sand, and more sand. Okay, now we jot down these numbers. Negative 400, 662, 432, 433. It looks like I actually have him right in the middle of some stuff, or in the middle of 4 blocks. So we will just go ahead and leave him at, say, let's take the negative 462, which will actually bump that up to 63. And then I like 432 better. So that will be our location that we are going to do our area quest around. Now, the area quest is very, very nice because it allows us to do, well, the area event, I should say. The area event allows us to do a couple of nifty little things. Now, what we're going to do is we are here. I'm going to get out of his text area. And we have a spider, and somewhere we have a zombie. I can hear him. But we're going to come out and go to the other side of the town. And that's where we're going to create the quest from. Oh boy. Let's actually do this. Let's go to the end of the bridge. No, that's gonna be forever. This is a pretty massive bridge. Well, I want this guy to be somewhere where he's going to be protected. And I have these strips in here that would protect him, but not well enough. So we're going to actually put him into this little area that I built. So we're going to give ourselves a new NPC. And what do we want to call him? Let's just call him Ahab. There's Ahab. Ahab has that same lofty looking expression. Hello? Oh, Ahab! Are you there? Okay, so we've got our locations. We've got Ahab. And we've got Sailor. And what we're going to do is come over to MineQuest.cheetah.labs.com, and we start with the basics. We're going to fill out the quest name. And as you see, it pops up a box and it asks us for the quest name. Find Sailor. And we add it. And as you notice over here on the right, we've got a setup, and underneath the setup it says name, find Sailor. Next thing we want to do is, do we want it to be repeatable? Now this will be good for if you want a quest that you can either get items for or money for, that you want your players to be able to do more than one time. For this quest, I'm going to make this a false, because you only need to find Sailor once. And again, this shows up over in the setup name. It's right under your name. And now we have a spawn reset. This is going to tell whether you go back to where you started the quest at or not. I'm going to say false, because you can stay where you're at. This is going to be good for if you have town-to-town quests. Say you want to have somebody start off in one town, do everything around there, and then eventually go to another town. You can just add an NPC, tell them to go look for this town, give them a rough coordinate or rough area where they may be, and then they go and they're able to do that. Now we have spawn location. We're not worried about spawn locations because, in all honesty, you really shouldn't die on this quest. It's not a difficult quest. It's just going and talking to somebody. Same thing with area preserve. You're not going to find anybody. You're not going to fight any monsters, so the world should be relatively safe. But we are going to add our own message. This is what's going to be said if somebody tries to edit the world. You are currently on a quest and cannot modify that. Let's see, you are. I obviously cannot spell. Currently, we add that, and as you see, that goes back over into the setup. Now we're done with the basics. If you click on the NPC tab, that will allow you to do a little bit more with spawning NPCs. I'm not really worried about spawning NPCs. I'm going to collapse everything by clicking on the About, and then we have World, Load World. We're using the same world. This is going to be a same world instance. I'm not going to worry about loading the world because it's the main world that I'm on right now. I'm not running any instances. I'm not going to do any quest areas because there's really not, it's not really a defined quest. Now, if we look down, you then have tasks. Really can't fill out the tasks yet without doing your events. I'm going to have 3 or 4 events. One of them is an area event. Another is just going to be a simple message event, which is right. Click on the Events tab, go into the Event Message event, My Message, and we're going to give this the ID of 0. Now the delay can be whatever you want. Typically, it's best to vary your delays. Don't have them all at 100 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds. Vary them. Have them, like 12, 13, 14, 15, just so that they actually trigger at different times. Bucket doesn't necessarily like having triggers happen at the same time all the time or anywhere at the same time. Now we're going to, what just happened here? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in and change out the message, or this is what you're going to see as soon as you start the quest. So, find my lost son, Sailor. Now you see that this fills in the center where it says event. Now, that was event 0. We're going to need a couple more events. Let's have our ending area event, which is right here under area or environment events. It's an area event. This is going to be ID 1. And again, I'm actually going to load this to 1000 milliseconds. And this is going to trigger another task, which is the ending task, which in this case will eventually be 1. And then this is where the coordinates that we wrote down come in handy. So we're going to type in -463 and then 432. And I want it to be a radius of 3. So we add that. Now I do have the foresight, the foreknowledge of what tasks are necessary for this quest, because I've done a quest like this before. You could simply come in and change that to an X, and it will show up as an X, and then you can come back later and re-edit it to the task number that it needs to be. So actually, let's go ahead and add in our tasks now. We're going to do a new task. It's task 0, and it's going to trigger events 0, comma, and 1. So we add that, and you can see over here that it's added in those 2 tasks. And I need to go do something real fast. Oh, nope, I'm in a safe place, so I don't have to worry about that. I can hear the zombies. Alrighty, so now that was task 0. Now we're going to have another task, and it's going to be task number 1. I know it's going to have at least an event ID of 2, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill it. Task 1 with event 2. And then we're going to come back and add in some more events. So we're going to do event ID 2. We're going to give this a delay. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me think about this. No, this isn't a normal event. We're going to do an experience event. And the experience event will be event ID 2. It's going to have a delay of, well, let's just say 105. Now this is where you grant your experience points and your money rewards. Since this is a relatively simple quest, I'm just going to give everything at 1,000. You can make this greater or smaller depending upon what all you need it to do, or how nice you want to be able to, be to people. Now, we're also going to complete the quest event, and this is going to be event 3, and we're going to give it, let's say, 110 milliseconds. And then we're going to have a quest event. I gotta find the quest event here. And we're going to have this as an ID of 107 milliseconds. Now, the specialty here is by putting task -1. This is reminiscent of the very first quest system as it was done before the complete quest event happened in MineQuest. You would put a task of -1, and that would end the quest. I keep this in here as a fallback just in case the complete quest event doesn't fire correctly. This task will run. So we say add. Now we need to come into here and change our event IDs. It's going to be 2, 3, 4. We press enter. And as you see, when you cursor over your tasks, it selects the event IDs that are listed in that task. So you'll be able to see which task is where. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click the save button, and I can, from here, load up another quest to work on. I can FTP my code. I can cancel, but I'm going to just say C code. And as you see, here is my quest file. I can select it all and copy it. Now, I'm connected directly to my server, so I'm going to come over here and open up one of my already made quests. And I don't want to really do that. Let's go into the Hans quest. And then I'm going to delete the contents of that. I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to do a file, save as. And since I opened it from the directory I need it in, which is the main bucket directory, I'm going to name it Sailor Quest. I'm going to save it. And now that file, if we come back into here right up here is my sailor quest. Again, it is in my main bucket folder, which is where I want it to be. Now I can cancel that. I can come over into here. Here's Ahab. Oops. Ahab has a pig. And then what I can do for Ahab, NPC property, Ahab, walk, message. I need your help, young traveler. And then we set his radius, NPC property, Ahab, radius 3. If I get in closer, there's that. Then I set his hit message, NPC, oops. NPC underscore property, Ahab, hit message. Thank you for helping me find my lost son. Now we do the NPC property, Ahab, quest, sailor. Remember, you add the quest by doing it without the .quest file name. And that is it. I should now be able to come up to him and say, hey. And if you notice, it says, I need your help, young traveler. I hit him. And then he said, thank you for helping me find my lost son. Now if I do a list quest, there at the bottom is find sailor. So let's do a start quest, find sailor. Now find my lost son sailor. Now I didn't give it any hints as to where he might be. So that is probably something that would be very beneficial for your event messages to do. You can set up a little bit more complicated system to where when you're getting close to an area where the guy or the ending is, you can have it say another message like, you are almost there, or whatever. Since I know where he is, ouch, I'm going to come over here, and I see the sailor. And so I start walking up to him. And as I get in the right area, which should be right around his feet and 2 blocks out, there we go. It's actually a little more. But as you can see, my quest has completed. I have gained the 1000 XP. I have 1000 unassigned XP. And I gained 1000 cubes from the quest. So, to recap. I made my sailor, my NPC for destination. I made a town where he's going to stand so no monsters can blow him up. I have come over and spawned another NPC named Ahab, who is the quest giver. And then we went over after we found our areas by using the debug hit key, to where when we hit an object, we are given the locations. Then we went over to the MineQuest Quest Helper at minequest.cheetah.labs.com, and I showed you how to do the basic entries of a very simple quest, to where there's the name, whether it's repeatable or not, whether your position's reset or not, your edit message, which I didn't show you that in the quest because it was a walking quest, how to set up your tasks and your events, and then where to save it to. So that is about it. And the next time we will get into something a little more complex.